Heyo, back at it again with another video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. So, the AP poll this week dropped Penn State and Texas entirely out of the top 25, and for good reason, because they suck. Let's be completely honest with ourselves. They are not great. They are both 3-2, 3 cupcake wins apiece, and that's about it. Let's look at their resume. I typed out a resume for each of them. We pull up their Penn State, Texas football resume for 2025. Penn State, they beat Nevada, Florida International, and Villanova. 3 nobodies, 3 cupcake wins, a bye week, and a loss to Oregon. Coming into this week, they were still a top 10 team. Penn State was number 8 in the country. They went on the road to UCLA, who did not have a win, and they got humiliated. UCLA fans tried to storm the field, but UCLA doesn't have enough fans to storm the field. You had 3 cupcake wins, a bye week, a loss to a national champion contender in Oregon, absolutely. And then you went to UCLA, which is a cellar dweller, and you lost. Let's go over to Penn State schedule. They are 3-2. They are 14th in the Big Ten. The Big Ten only has 18 schools. If you are number 14 out of number 18 in a power conference, yeah, you don't deserve to be ranked. You beat 3 nobodies pretty handily, a bye week, and then you gave Oregon a run for your money. You were still a top 10 team. And then you completely just decided not to show up at UCLA because you're like, oh, they're nobody. And of course, they are nobody. They suck at football. They were winless this year. And then you lose to UCLA, whose fans tried to storm the field, but they don't have enough fans to actually do that. Let's go over to Texas. It was a 1-3 matchup in week 1. Ohio State versus Texas pulled 15, 16, 17 million viewers on Fox. That was a good game. Arch Manning was a little streaky, but he had glimpses of growth, and he had opportunities to lead Texas. Ultimately, they lost, and then they went on to have 3 cupcake wins right after losing to Ohio State. And then your first conference game, you lose to Florida, who's not had a great season all the way around. If you look at Florida, we go over there to Florida Gators. They're 2-3. They are not having a really good season at all. You lose to South Florida. You lose to LSU. You lose to Miami. All those are very solid teams. LSU, Miami, very solid. South Florida is ranked this time. They're, number 23 or 24 in the AP poll. But then you beat Texas by 8 points. So Florida's had a kind of up and down year. They've had 1 cupcake win, 3 losses to really good teams, and then you beat Texas. So yeah, Texas's resume this year, you're 11th in the SEC. You're 3-2. Again, like Penn State was 14th in the Big Ten. There's only 18 teams in the Big Ten. Texas is 11th out of 16 teams in the SEC. You are going up next week against Oklahoma, a top 10 team, a Red River rivalry that should be good. But if Oklahoma is clicking the way they're clicking right now, they're going to just walk all over Texas. What are some other games that, Texas has on the schedule? Vanderbilt is ranked. You think if you're Vanderbilt right now, are you concerned about Texas? I wouldn't be. If you're Georgia, I wouldn't be concerned about Texas either. And if you're top 5 Texas A&M, I wouldn't be concerned about the Longhorns. They just lost to Florida. Let's see what happens next week at Oklahoma. Are you able to go into Kentucky and actually take care of business? At this point, I don't know. Each team has 3 cupcake wins. Penn State beat Nevada, FIU, and Villanova. All 3 of them are nobodies in college football. Villanova is a very solid FCS program, and Nevada and Florida International are very solid FBS programs. But in the grand scheme of things, 3 cupcake wins. A bye week, and loss to Oregon, and loss to winless UCLA. Texas, 3 cupcake wins, a loss to Ohio State, and a loss to Florida, who's had a pretty rough season so far. So I hate to break it to you, they're not ranked because they're not great. They suck. You know, I was of the opinion that last week Penn State wasn't a top 10 team, but they proved to me this week that they're not even top 25, and they proved that to the AP poll as well. I don't care how big your brand is. I don't care how big of NIL money you spent. You're 3-2. Both Penn State and Texas are 3-2. They are not ranked because right now they suck. It's just as simple as that. Like, each of them have 3 cupcake wins and 2 losses. So, yeah, they're just not great. So they're not ranked. With that, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.